So I had to go away and sort of invent all these big events and sort of blow them up and make them, larger than life. And just every couple of weeks I'd go in. He said, got to make it bigger, make it bigger.
What if I told you that Con Air could have been a gritty psychological drama instead of the over-the-top action movie we know? Early drafts of the script featured a Cameron Poe who wasn't a hero at all. He was angry, bitter, and just as dangerous as the criminals on that plane. It's true, the Con Air you love today would have been unrecognizable. Producers made drastic changes that turned a dark, character-driven story into a blockbuster filled with explosions and epic one-liners. And get this, the original idea didn't even involve a prisoner plane. It was supposed to be a hijacked commercial jet.
Yeah, there's quite a few things. I mean, some were story edits that were thought to be too ridiculous. In the original script, the plane crashes into the White House. But
in this video, we're peeling back the layers of Con Air's evolution and exploring the what could have been. Could the original script have worked, or was the over-the-top version the better choice? Stick around to find out. First, let's go back to the year 1997, when Con Air, an action thriller film, became a commercial hit in the American cinemas. Interestingly, after the movie's success, the term Con Air has been used as a nickname to a specialized U.S. airline, known as JPATS, Justice Prisoner, an alien transportation system, that transports prisoners across the country. Also, this term was often used in songs by artists like Kendrick Lamar and Lil Wayne, and in documentaries referring to any dangerous situation. Not only the filmmakers used this term to refer to intense and chaotic situations, but on many news channels, this term was used in headlines to refer to any alarming event. In the movie, the story unfolds when a former U.S. Army Ranger named Cameron Poe was unfairly imprisoned. He spent years behind bars, but remained a calm person who upheld his moral values. The story follows a day when the plane, which was carrying prisoners, including Cameron Poe, was hijacked by one of the prisoner groups, led by Cyrus. But Cameron Poe decided to control the chaos, and he somehow managed to inform the authorities about the hijacking, and ended up saving himself and the other innocent prisoners. But what if Con Air had certain plot twists? Would it still have been a commercial hit? Imagine that after having spent years of his life in prison, Cameron became an evil person and often questioned himself that, what had been the point of serving my country? What had been the point of being a good person? Had I received justice? No. He often got flashbacks of how his life was before prison and how happy he was with his wife. He felt sad at the thought of not being with his family, and especially with his daughter. One day, when he was staring at the picture of his daughter and his wife, he questioned himself. Did I deserve this? Did my family deserve this? I fought to protect my wife, but in return, what did I receive? Rotting in this prison. This inner turmoil led Cameron to cast aside his moral values and join hands with Cyrus in his escape plan from the prison. When the plane was hijacked and prisoners took control, Cyrus ordered Cameron to shoot the female guard from the aircraft, named Sally, in order to prove his loyalty. When Cameron took aim to shoot, he looked at the face of Sally, who was terrified and begged for her life. At that moment, a sudden realization hit him. He had been doing wrong. He didn't need to become a bad person if he didn't get justice, and killing an innocent person is a crime. When he had realized his mistakes, Cameron had decided to quit Cyrus's plan. But if he told Cyrus about his thought of quitting, then Cyrus would definitely kill him, and Cameron wanted to save his life to see his family. He was taken aback by his thoughts when Cyrus again ordered him to shoot the female guard. Cameron, in order to protect himself and the guard, shot her in the arm, and she lost consciousness. This action of Cameron was not intended to kill her, but to give Cyrus the impression that he had followed his order. After regaining her consciousness, Cameron told her that, I am not with Cyrus anymore, but I need your help to stop them. Trust me, I will not let them hurt you anymore. Since the guard Sally had no other option, she agreed to help Cameron. So Cameron, his prisoner friend, and the female guard Sally made an alliance and decided that they had to inform U.S. authorities about the hijacking. Since Cameron's friend was diabetic and had less time to live, he volunteered that Cameron would kill him and toss his body from the plane and inform U.S. authorities by placing a note in his pocket. Cameron did not agree to this and said, I can't kill anyone.
Go on, man. I'm not leaving without you. Or you.
And no one has to sacrifice their life. We will figure it out together. But his friend insisted. I'm already dying. I want that my death has some meaning, because my death might lead to some new beginning. By carrying shadows on the heart, Cameron wrote each and every detail of Cyrus's hijacking plan on a piece of paper. After putting that note in his friend's pocket, Cameron bid a sad farewell to his friend. When U.S. authorities read that note, at first they didn't take it seriously. But after some investigation, the U.S. Marshal realized that the plane was actually hijacked, and it was Cyrus's plan, and they immediately began to take action. Meanwhile, on the plane, two of Cyrus's men suspected Cameron's behavior, and one of them whispered, I think he is hiding something. Later, they watched Cameron with a narrowing eye for quite some time, but one of them directly asked Cameron, You are acting very strange. Are you hiding something from us? But Cameron skillfully diverted his mind by saying, I am just missing my family. Before they could find any evidence against Cameron, Cyrus sensed that something was wrong with the plane's engine as it lost its balance, and at that moment, U.S. Marshal and his team helicopters appeared and again attacked on the prisoner's plane so that they could do an immediate landing. After the immediate landing, Cyrus pointed his gun to Cameron and said, It was you who betrayed us, right? Before Cyrus would do any harm to Cameron, the U.S. Marshal and his team attacked Cyrus. For his escape, Cyrus grabbed the guard Sally and pointed his gun at her head and said, If you take a step closer towards me, I will kill her without thinking twice. Cameron tried to stop him by hitting Cyrus from the back, and he yelled in pain by saying that, You are thinking that you can betray us and live happily. But Mr. Hero, you are wrong. I will make sure you beg for your last breath, and I will not let you die easily. Anger ignites Cyrus, and he aims his gun to shoot at Cameron. But before he could pull the trigger, the U.S. Marshal arrested Cyrus and saved Cameron. Cameron felt relief as he saw innocent prisoners who were saved after this terrifying plane hijacking. They all thanked Cameron for saving their life, and one of the prisoners asked him, Why did you make Cyrus your enemy? You could have saved yourself. Why didn't you? Cameron replied, One should not forget that humanity comes first, and no matter how much society brings injustice to you, being a good human being is still important. After their heartfelt exchange, U.S. Marshal walked towards Cameron and shared his gratitude by saying, Cameron, you are a hero. At first, I doubted you, but you proved me wrong and given me the hope that humanity still exists in this filthy world. And then after sharing generous smiles, they parted their ways, and Cameron walked toward his family with the thought that, in the darkest time of my life, I have discovered the purpose of my life, and the faces of those innocent prisoners will always remind me of the humanity that I was at the brink of losing. Cameron felt his world had stopped the moment when he hugged his daughter for the first time. The story ended with the scene of Cameron looking back on his journey and realizing that what really counts is upholding one's morals, even in the most difficult situation. This version of Con Air shows the emotion of redemption, sacrifice, and that even in the darker paths of your life, there's always a way to bring yourself back to the right path. Always differentiate between what is wrong and what is right, and do what is right no matter how difficult the situation is. So what do you think? Could this darker, grittier version of Con Air have worked? Or did the over-the-top action and larger-than-life characters make it the classic we know today? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you board this alternate version of Con Air? Thanks for watching, everybody. Subscribe to Director's Cut for more untold stories behind your favorite films. See you in the next video.